Well, hello again, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you here, saying hello to everybody that's watching on the rebroadcast, on the recording later, because the Facebook is just about now probably telling everybody that we're starting, and we'll probably see a few people come in from Facebook and YouTube here shortly. So I always like to say hello to everybody who's watching at a later time very first. And look at that. Our banner for this evening says with Reverend Daryl Jones. It's not true. He was here last night. Today is the 3rd. Wow. 3rd of April already. I trust April's going to be a whole lot different than March was. And I trust that April's going to be different in a better way, in a different way. So more about that a little later. Dear ones, thank you for being with me. I'm Robert Brzezinski. This is Evening Prayers. It's a live practice on Facebook and YouTube that happens twice a day. Peace. It happens twice a day, 8:15 a.m. in the Mountain Time in the morning and 8:15 p.m. in Mountain Time in the evening. And except for Tuesdays. For the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be taking a class on Tuesday evenings, which means I need to push this back in the evening until 8:30. Class runs until 8:30. And this is really cool. I'm kind of excited. I'm not kind of excited. I'm very excited. I have not been a student in a class like this in quite a while. It's an online class with Mile High Church out of Lakewood, Colorado, milehighchurch.org. And it's the Joseph Campbell Art of Living. It's the Art of Living. Reverend Josh Reeves will be facilitating it, and it's based on Joseph Campbell's book. So I'm really excited about that. It's being offered as a love offering basis. So if you head over to Mile High Church's website and follow into their courses Tuesday nights, starting this coming Tuesday. And again, so that means that evening prayers will push back by just a little bit on Tuesday evenings, so that I can wrap up class. I can finish up whatever they're doing in class and then get on over here to evening prayers. So, and please do remember, this program is about staying centered in the power of prayer and in the vibration of a spiritual mind treatment and prayer. Please, if you have a prayer request, would like to get me praying on that, put you in my prayer book here, and it's got a Brighton sticker on the back. Yeehaw to Brighton, people. And I'll be happy to add you to my book and we can pray. Or if you'd like to contact me for an individual private session, happy to do that as well. Or telephone prayer, private telephone prayer, I'm happy to do that as well. So just reach out, Rev Briz at spiritevolving.com. All right, let's see what's going on here tonight. I'll tell you, today was an interesting day, and it's been an interesting week. I did something different today. I did a 1-hour program called Ask a Minister Anything, and I think it went okay. There's a very long video of it, about an hour. There's a long video of me talking and rambling and just explaining and teaching science of mind and new thought, and how we can look at the events and the experiences of our day and what's going on in the world right now and discuss that. So if you've got an extra hour, go ahead and check that out. But I got to do quite a bit of prayer work today too, and that's important. And started the morning with prayer, and here we are, just about at that point where I'm kind of feeling the itch to get back to it. And I will share this before I go. When I first got into this, I had a great teacher, Reverend Donald Graves, and I asked him one night, um, what is your spiritual practice? And he told me at the time, what's ever in front of me. And at the time, I kind of thought that was a little bit of a spiritual cop out. Years later, I definitely know it's not. And it's not easy to be in spiritual practice with whatever is in front of you, whatever shows up. So today I had that. Today I had numerous experiences where I needed to turn back to my practice, turn back to my prayer, and get into that space and that groove of remembering the truth that's going on in the world and in my life, not to fall into the trap of buying into the appearances and the fears and the false beliefs. Um, so I think that's about a jumping off point for tonight's prayer. Let's dive in. If you're in a comfortable place and you feel safe, go ahead and close your eyes and oh, I just invite you to allow yourself to relax and let go. Let go of the hustle and the bustle of the day. Let go of anything it took to be in this moment. Let go of any question or wondering about how or why or when anything's happening or moving into form or not moving into form or who said what said who or just let all that go and let yourself breathe. Let yourself be and let yourself breathe. I feel blessed by the ability to breathe, as I know there are so many across this planet in this very moment struggling to breathe. And my heart aches as I know there are so many across this planet who are right now taking their last breath. That gentle reminder that we are all connected, for we all breathe the same air. The air that circulates and surrounds this ball of rock floating through time and space, floating through the illusion of time and space. We're all breathing the same air. We are all living the same life. Have the same heartbeat. We all bleed the same. We all hurt and we all feel sorrow and we all feel suffering and we all feel all of that human stuff, and I would have it no other way. For it is all of that that reminds me there is something better, something grander, something pure, something untouched by human thought, something pure and undamaged. And I call that God. The purity of life, the power and the presence and the intelligence of oneness, the allness of life, giving form to its own creation. Now I call that God. And I know that power and presence, intelligence I call God is known by many, many, many names. God, Buddha, Allah, Brahma, Vishnu, Kuan Yin, Source Energy, Divine Mother, Gaia, Love. No matter the name, the truth remains one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence, forever and ever expressing itself as all life. Not just some lives, not just the important lives, not just the smart ones, all life. Every expression of it. Every furry creature, every scaly creature, every bug and insect, every virus, it's still all part of God. And what I know is I know that there are degrees of livingness within this thing called God. And I recognize that humans, men, women, all of us, exist in a greater degree of livingness, a greater degree of experience and expression of the one. And so human is imbued with a great consciousness and the ability to shift that consciousness, the ability to shape and change that consciousness. And so it is through that ability to shape consciousness that the human has the ability to control conditions. See, what I recognize is this thing called God is expressing through everyone equally at all times in all ways. And it expresses by demonstrating through the power of our beliefs. God demonstrates, feeds back, provides each with a direct analog of their own beliefs and their thoughts. And it is through the words we speak that we influence this creative expression. Through the thoughts we hold, through that simple thought that says yes or no, good or bad, ugly or wrong, or rude or whatever the label, it is a human construct that is cast that we cast upon the divinity, the perfection of God's life. And it is as I cast my own judgments into this thing called, into this creative power, that it must return to me fulfilled. I know this truth is operating for each one that hears these words now or at another time. We each have that power to mold and shape the conditions and experiences of our lives. Because that is God's creative power operating through our hands, through our heartbeats, through our voices, and it really could be no other way. As I know the word I cast into the law is creative because it's God speaking, not I. This is the creative process happening moment by moment by moment by moment, breath by breath. And I know that each one across this entire planet has that same ability. So I speak this word for those that hear these words, those within vibration, within sound, or even the energetic vibration of this prayer, to recognize the amazing glory that comes with this power, this ability to shape the conditions and experiences of our lives. And so I claim for each one just that, the experience of really knowing, that deep, deep sense of assurance that a word spoken in prayer is law upon God's ear. And all words are prayers. All thoughts that radiate out throughout the day, every time we think a thought, speak something into the world, there is this creative power that says yes and begins to operate upon that, begins to bring that into form, begins to align all the cosmic realities, all the people and the resources, the ideas, the technology, the money, whatever it is, whatever's necessary to fulfill the word that is cast into the law. That's God's job, and God does its job perfectly, bringing forth everything. And so I know in that same way, this power, this presence, this intelligence is lining up and bringing forth everything necessary for the fulfillment of my mission on this planet. And if that's true of my life, it's true of all life, your life, the lives of those across this planet, no matter what the position or what the stature. The great equalizer is that we each have the ability to cast that power into form, into experience. And so it is in times like these when I feel the most stress, when I feel down, when I'm buying into the illusion that I must raise my gaze and look towards the one. I must rise up and allow the one to inform, to inspire. I must rise up and let go of all earthly attachments, all earthly judgments, and sit in quiet communion with God. And it is in the deep silence that the voice emerges, that the truth begins its revelation to reveal itself. It is in those moments of deep listening Oh, and I hear the sacred siren song of my own soul beckoning me forward, beckoning me into something I'd never imagined, something greater than my wildest dreams. The siren song of the soul calling each into their magnificence, into their greatness, into the glorious expression that you and you alone are here to bring. Whether that's an artist or a musician, a singer or a writer, podcaster, video, through the power of the word, each one across this entire planet is co creating a world that works for everyone. And yes, there are the human frailties and the bumping up and the things that we are ugly and strange and feel like a absolute cosmic two by four smacking me upside the head. No matter what it is, I have to remember there is God. And so I raise up my eyes and I raise up and I look and I see and I affirm the truth that God's got this. That whatever truth I cast into the world, into that vibration, that whatever truth I cast into that vibration, God's got it, says yes, and starts working on it. And in its unfailing glory, the manifestation, the demonstration is assured. Mm. So I am in that place of the sacred yes. I am in that place of saying absolutely yes to whatever it is that God calls or asks of me this day. Show up here, say this, do this, follow that lead. And what I know is I know that this same opportunity is existing, the same calling is stirring within everyone across this entire planet. For all of humanity is in the midst of massive change. There is a great cosmic evolutionary leap, one like we have never seen before, a cosmic leap into a new consciousness, a new way of understanding life, a new perspective, a new way to see. And the ceiling that we have looked at for so long shall be the floor upon which we stand. For there is no going back down the spiral. There is no going back to normal. There is only the evolution and the expansion and the growth of God's consciousness, for God is forever expanding through our, based on the experiences we humans cast into the world. The allness that is the allness really, it's already there and we're just catching up to it. So it is a perception of ours that it grows, it expands, when the truth is it's already grown, it's already expansive, it is the all. And so the knowing that God's the all, then there's nothing wrong here. There is weirdness, there is strangeness for sure. There is an opportunity for humanity to judge like never before. And I speak the word and I claim for each one listening the truth, the recognition that it is not the judgment, but the evolution like never before. We are in the midst of the most amazing cosmic leap, evolutionary leap in consciousness that this planet has ever known. I'm excited to be a part of it. And I'm excited for each one that hears these words and feels that stirring of yes within their heart, within their soul, and says, I too will join in that. For that's God. Oh, and so I am in this moment just filled with gratitude for all this and so much more. Most especially grateful to know God's got it. So I can get out of the way. I can get my bloated nothingness out of the divine circuits and let God be God. With a grateful heart, I release this word into the law that has already said yes, and I let it be. I let go and I let God be God. And so it is. And so it is. Oh, wowdy, wow, wow. I went way over tonight, didn't I? Wow. Imagine that. And you're still here with me. So thank you, dear ones, for still being with me. Hello, Dawn. Dawn says hello from Salt Lake City. Good to see you. And my friend Alan Dahlman there as well. And we'll get a big amen as well. So thank you for being with us this evening, folks. Um, this is a labor. This isn't a labor. This is an expression of passion and an expression of truth and an expression of love that I am just so grateful God keeps telling me to do it. And I keep hearing that calling from within that says, yes, keep going forward and keep moving forward. So I'll be back again tomorrow morning, 8:15 in the a.m. And morning prayers, I guess, usually go a little quicker. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:15 in the morning. If you'd like some positive uplift in between, though, remember, New Thought Radio is streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. NewThoughtRadio.net, a great place to get your boogie on. I'm out of here for tonight. I love you. I will see you again in the morning. Until then, dear ones, peace and blessings. Love you. Bye now.